as you can remember, the U.S. government has been using Utapao Airport ever since the Vietnam War, and we all remember that unfortunate day when the U.S. government has bombed the Khmer Rouge without consulting the Thai government. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that today that is no longer the case, and U.S. government have no intention of abusing Thailand's trust when we give them our premise of public sector, and if by denying. No, so that's why we came to motion today. This House would allow NASA and the U.S. government to use Utapao Airport, and the reason for that is that maybe if we do say no, it will be a major loss of good opportunity to give the country's progress. Before I move on, I would elaborate some terms I'm going to be using. First, the word allow NASA to use Utapao Airport will be defined under to give the privilege NASA of collecting information and conduct research for scientific purposes on topics such as atmospheric level, local geography, and local geology, and of course disaster proactiveness. Now I will move. Before I move, I would like to make a split of what we will say. First, I will, as a PM, I'll be talking about the model, and then I'll be talking about the first argument, which is how there'll be little chance of U.S. government to conduct foul play, and second argument is how this will promote technological progress, and DPM will be talking about how this will promote technological globalization and increase economic stability of the region and even the world. Now, first onto the model. When we allow someone to our country, we need something to keep them in line. So when we allow them to our country, we will publicize it all throughout the ASEAN community. We'll have everyone have a say on this. And once that happens, before the U.S. government came in, we'll let them sign. This second layer of the model, we'll let them sign a contract, which will first will guarantee total openness of information flow regarding research and such to both Thailand and the ASEAN community. Second, total openness of U.S. activities on Thailand premises and Southeast Asian premises to all of its members. Third, to give ASEAN its due interest, such as the result of the research and such. And fourth is to share the result of the research with the ASEAN community. This way, ladies and gentlemen, there will be no tensions there'll be no local tensions that, oh, Thailand is being this little special kid, that is being hampered by the U.S. No, everyone will receive benefits from this research. And if in the highly unlikely situation of U.S. conducting foul play in Southeast Asia, all of ASEAN will descend on the U.S. like a massive army to chase the U.S. government from here on forever. And do not forget China, ladies and gentlemen. Which will I? Wait, I have 4 more pages to go.
Who is the boss?
First government, there'll be little chance of U.S. government conducting foul play. First, allow me to elaborate the historical context. Once before, like 30 years ago, U.S. government has bombed the Khmer Rouge without our knowing before they moved out of the Utapao Airport. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because back then, U.S. is convinced of its own superiority, and it has just lost the Vietnam War. So it has to show its superiority once and for all that U.S. is big, but that just not go well for them. The situation nowadays in the present context is different, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. will have no intention of showing its superiority because it is on the verge of tipping over. And who's endorsing the U.S., ladies and gentlemen? China. Remember, which is also another very good friend of ours in Southeast Asia. China has its hand by the U.S. throats, ladies and gentlemen, with the financial loanings and stuff. If the U.S. were to come in and were to abuse our trust like last time, not only is China is monitoring Thailand and put tension on us, it will also put tension on the U.S. that it might even remove U.S. fundings, ladies and gentlemen, and that will be bad U.S. because it will finally tip over like it should have a couple of years ago. So, first of all, the guarantee that the U.S. will not conduct foul play is the local tension from our neighbors and the big brother China. Now, furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, in the international international level, U.S. has suffered massively from the Iraq invasion and needs to recover from that public scandal. And even domestic U.S. is against the government from abusing other countries, other nations' resources. So if there were to be another news of the U.S. bullying Thailand, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the current U.S. government won't live on for much longer because, of course, people will protest and will not tolerate such behaviors. And furthermore, lastly, in historical context, Thailand used to be the U.S. last stand against the communist invasion, ladies and gentlemen. If the U.S. plan were really to screw Thailand up, then they'll remove the last barrier and allow the domino effect to come in effect, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, U.S. do not want any of that to happen. So we can safely say that if we allow them to come into our territory, they will not do anything against our interests. Now, on to my second argument. It will promote technological progress. Firstly, on the local level, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Thailand used to be one of the Asian tigers, but now that position has been taken away by 5 other countries and South Korea, and Thailand has been dropped back somewhere. I have no idea where. Why, ladies and gentlemen? That is because we have lack of technological progress and fundings from the government sector, and by allowing NASA under US to come and conduct research in our territory, this will promote technological advancement in our territory which will remove the role of funding from government's hand to other investors, which will give more opportunities for local researchers to conduct or technological advancement, which will eventually lead to national technological independence, just like South Korea and Japan, which can even produce their own mobile phones, military weapons, and television and whatever. And I would like to summarize what I said today. I've convinced you, firstly, that U.S. will not conduct populate Thailand's territory, and furthermore, if we allow them into our territory, technology will sprout like never before. Thank you for attention.